Let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills last night. It was funny, it was actually the last 5 minutes gave me everything I needed on a Wednesday night, with the exception of Big Brother. However, let's just talk about it. So, the episode opens up with a flashback that basically the end, days, what happened days before would led up to this. So, we see Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin in a specialty grocery store shopping for, mushrooms and stuff for this dinner party. And, they're picking out things. And, as always, Lisa Rinna is a lot like Dr. Heavenly on Married to Medicine. Whereas she loves to prop up her husband. Like, she's always, Harry Hamlin this, Harry Hamlin that, Harry's the best cook, I'm the worst cook. Oh, I'm a cheerleader for Harry Hamlin. So, yes, she is always propping up her husband, which is a good thing, I guess. Anyhow, they're grocery shopping for an event that's going to be held at their home. Harry's going to cook. The girls are going to love it. And then they're going to fight and argue, as always. But let's see what led up to this. So then we see Crystal and Erica going to play tennis at Kathy Hilton's house. But there's no Kathy around. And they're two random girls. Like, who are these random women? But it was Crystal and Erica on one team and the two random ladies. So really it was just Crystal against the two random ladies because Erica can't play tennis at all. And she wasn't trying to really play tennis. She was just there. I'm just here so I won't get fined, basically. And so Crystal says she's very competitive, blah, 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 blah. They go inside and it appears that Kathy has just awakened for the day. And she had fruit laid out that was bought that day, she said. So it had to be good because it was bought that day. It was clear that Kathy did not prepare that fruit, but she's a Hilton, so why should she? Anyhow, Erica starts going into her, oh, I live in such a small house. I can't get ready for the holidays, because that's what Kathy was doing, preparing for the holidays, organizing. Oh, my house is in such a shambles since I moved out. Then she goes into her whole Sharon Stone screen test, Lifetime movie audition, basically. When I met Tom, it was 22 years ago. I was 27 years old, or it was 27 years ago, and I was Halloween. It was a long time ago, and I'm 47. And I kind of inserted myself into Tom's life. It's like she's playing this victim, like she's so innocent, and nobody is buying it. Nobody is buying it. Erica knew nothing. In fact, yesterday, it came out on the day that the episode aired that Tom's company actually put money into Erica's business accounts, $20 million. And now that the accusers, the victims, can now claim $11 million from Erica's companies. So she couldn't totally be innocent unless she's just not minding her business. Because if you're not minding your business, you wouldn't know what was going on. But like Oprah said, always sign your own checks. And maybe Erica wasn't doing that, but I doubt that. I know Erica knows exactly what's going on, allegedly. Erica is in on it all, allegedly. But my heart of hearts, maybe be an unpopular opinion, but she knew exactly what was going on. I mean, come on. How could you be that blind? I mean, everything about Erica has been calculated on the show. So, and it seems that this whole storyline that she has created about Tom being like, now she's a victim. When before she never even shared anything about her relationship. She would say how great Tom was to her. He took her in with her young son, and it's just clear. Like, I mean, I hate to stereotype, but he's 30 years older than you and he was rich. You didn't get with him for love, Erica. Let's stop fronting like you were just dismissed and you were uncared for. Like, Tom played for those private planes, that horrible glam squad. Because, like, can somebody tell me what's going on with Erica and that glam squad? Like, I've never really been a fan of the glam squad because she always just looks forced and like a blow-up doll and latex all the time and just not right to me. But it seems like it's getting worse. Is it because the so-called money is less? But the money isn't less, Erica, because they just showed you pumping gas the other day in your brand new $200,000 car. So Let's be real. But let's get on to the main event. So let's just move on to the party. The dinner party where everybody comes. They do a whole vignette of everybody going to different like parties in the yard wearing stilettos and like, oh no, my shoes, ah, I didn't wear the right shoes to the event. Anyhow, they sit down, they eat, they have, they exchange niceties or whatever. Then Lisa Rinna basically says, and we, Garcelle, we wanted to, celebrate you because, me and Lisa have not we've had a rocky road. Oh, you know what? I totally glazed over Garcelle and her stage moment with her kids. Her kid was doing Japanese lessons and Garcelle was making noise in the kitchen and he was annoyed. Everybody was annoyed, but like easily the kid could have picked up that laptop and gone into another room, but that was just a scene. Okay, back to the event. All right, so they're having dinner. They ate, blah, blah, blah. Harry is actually eating with them and making some comments. Then he says, okay, ladies, I'm going to leave. Then he comes back with a cake for Garcelle, and Garcelle is just like, oh my God, well, Lisa has really, proven to me basically that she wants to be friends, but not really, because we all know Lisa's going to turn on her in the next 5 minutes. Everybody turns on each other. Anyhow, they decide everybody brought Garcelle a gift. Crystal pulls out a ring and Garcelle's, oh my God, I love this ring. And Crystal said, I knew you were admiring it. And the thing that I'm confused was this Crystal's ring that she gave Garcelle, or was this a ring like a ring that she purchased for Garcelle? It kind of seemed like to me that Crystal said, here, have my ring and put it in a box. I don't know. I hope not, but that's what it seemed like to me. Tell me what you thought. Did it seem like Crystal gave Garcelle the ring off her finger and put it in a box? Anyhow, so then Rinna and Erica decide to go in together and buy Garcelle, like, it looked like a shrug or something. I don't know. It looked really cozy and comfy. And then you see Sutton over just kind of glaring, like, And Kyle takes notice, or rather the producers told Kyle, hey, look over there. Look at Sutton. She looks a little irritated, a little upset. Go talk to her. So Kyle goes in, what's wrong? And Sutton is like, I don't like being places I don't want to be. Huh? I don't like to be at parties be around people I don't like. Who don't you like? Kyle. Who has she been arguing with the entire season? You know who she doesn't like. Then Sutton gets up from the table and goes over to the bar, and that's where it really like starts to unravel and get crazy. And let me not say crazy around Sutton. No, don't call her crazy. Unstable. That's where Sutton gets unstable. So then they go over to the bar, and Kyle, is badgering her like, oh my God, what's wrong? Let's talk about it. Blah, blah, blah. And then, why are you crying? I'm not crying. I have allergies. And I don't want to be around all this. And then they cut to the other girls and they're like, what's going on? Are they arguing over there? So then they all get up to go see what's going on because they have to insert themselves in it just for more airtime and just for more drama. So they all go over and they're like, what's wrong? So Sutton says, I'm not going to act like everything is hunky-dory around here. And Kathy says, who's hunky-dory? Like, Kathy, are you that rich that you don't know who hunky-dory is? Like, hunky-dory is a phrase, like, I'm not going to act like everything is all good. Or maybe it's a Southern thing, and I am in the South, and I'm from the South. I lived in the South. But I think when living in Chicago, people knew what hunky-dory meant, I think. I mean, it has to be a common thing, right? Anyhow, she's like, I'm not going to act like everything's hunky-dory around here. You know what you did. And Crystal's standing there all smug, like, what? You use those words. You got to watch those words you use out of my mouth. The funny thing is, Sutton, you keep bringing it up. People would have forgotten had you not kept bringing it up. But you keep bringing it up. So you're creating this narrative about yourself. And not to mention your irrational behavior is making you look crazy. So you're kind of confirming what she said. Like, you saying all those words about me. I mean, you can't say those words. You need to apologize. I'm sorry that you feel that way. That's not an apology. Sutton and Garcelle, Sutton, what do you need from Crystal? I don't need anything. No, what do you need from Crystal so we can move on? I don't know anything from her. She just says words. Well, I'm not going to change the words that I said. I said, you violated me. And you did. It was nothing sexual, which they cut to her having a discussion with Kyle, who made it sexual. It wasn't sexual. You violated me by coming in my room. I don't want you in my room. That's a violation. It's a minor violation. You didn't hear me answer, say come in, and you just came in. You just barged in, and you said, what are you doing over here? That was so funny to me. I don't know what's going on in here, Sutton says. But, so Sutton's continuing to get riled up, and Dorit's steadily in her, looking at her makeup, like, in her phone, like, making sure everything, nobody cares, and Erica's making faces like, like, what's going on? But Sutton is still getting unraveled, and she's moving or walking away, and Crystal says, you're just jealous, and I don't know where that came from, but it was enough to set her off. Jealous of what? Jealous of your, and it's like they were trying to stop her. It seems to me like they were trying to stop Sutton from saying something racist, because they were like, whoa, 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 jealous of your ugly leather pants. And the way the camera just moves, it kind of pushes in on Crystal, kind of like walking towards, but then seeing her smug face, like, just because it's like Crystal's amused by it. It's almost as though she's like, what did I get into? Oh, and the line of the night was, what world are you from? Not from yours. Crystal is just a smug I think that the show needs, because she's not going to get involved. And I've always said this, that if you take housewives from any franchise and put them in Atlanta, and their antics would never fly in Atlanta. Just the whole, like, why are you being mean? That's not nice. Atlanta, like, that's not nice would never fly in Atlanta. Like, come on now. You gotta come harder than that. You gotta be stronger than that. Anyhow, this episode got really good in the last 2 minutes, as they all do. Can't wait till next week, because we see it continues. It's gonna continue even more. So like and subscribe and tell me what you think. Have a good day.